Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 2891APK. Pemko calls this a Heavy Duty Perimeter Gasketing with Gray Pemko Prene insert, mill finish aluminum. So they call this Heavy Duty Perimeter Gasketing. Yeah, sure, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. It's a very thick piece of solid aluminum that has some detail to the extrusion. I might also call this hardware compatible gasketing, I think is a better term that other manufacturers use. It's a very thick piece of aluminum. It's going to be considered quite heavy duty in that regard, naturally. But hardware compatible is a better term to call this because when you run your weather stripping up the jambs and the header, or perhaps a window if it's four-sided, you could also use this potentially as a stop in a window application, you're going to have pieces of hardware that will conflict with the gasketing, namely a strike from a rim exit device, a parallel arm bracket from a door closer. Anything that will mount to the soffit of the frame, hardware-wise, potentially will conflict with the gasketing. You'll see it all the time. You'll see an exit device where the weather stripping has been cut to the top of the panic device strike and on the soffit, and then continues below it, or a parallel arm device. I have seen, oh gosh, I've seen it cut to the parallel arm bracket, then stopped, and then cut the rest of the way. But there was another time that I saw it cut around two pieces of hardware, and I don't remember the second piece. It looked awful, is the bottom line. There was not much weather stripping that was there. Now what happens is you'll take that hardware and you'll attach it right to this so that the continuity of your gasketing is not interrupted by your hardware. Let's take a quick dimensional property and then we'll talk more about why you might be looking at this. According to Pemko, this is 1 3/4 wide. Okay, I'd go with that. 1/4 inch thick. There we go, 1/4 inch thick. Let's talk more about why you're looking at this. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now, why might you be looking at this item? It's very possible that it's been specified. It's in a specification. You're coming across a part number and saying, what is that? I'm not familiar with it. It could be that you already know about hardware compatible gasketing and you're looking for one that suits the requirements. This likely is very much it. That's probably what's going on here. I don't see this material installed in applications when it's not hardware compatible. I will very occasionally put it into a specification when I am specifically looking for, and the reason I'll specify this is when I want a very clean look to the installation. This will ship without any holes drilled and countersunk in it, so you'll be doing that in the field. And when you drill and countersink this, you can ensure that the flathead screw is flush with the top of this unit. In my opinion, it gives a fairly clean look. But anyone would really mandatorily specify this type of weather stripping when you have a parallel arm bracket or a rim exit device strike or any hardware that you ultimately have to cut around. This is where you would end up using that piece of equipment. So it's either specified and you're not sure what it looks like, just a solid bar of aluminum generally. Different inserts are available. Or you know what it is and you know why you use it and you just want a closer look. There you go. Weighs about 0.19 pound, about 1/5 of a pound for every 6 inch. So, 5, 6. So it weighs about 1.2 pound per for a 3-foot piece, or about 0.38 pound per foot. So pretty light. Now this is the Pemko Prene. That's the insert that's here. That is going to be gray when it comes to a mill finish aluminum or a clear anodized. If it's dark bronze, you'll probably have a black insert that's here. Not always, but generally you will. And that's what this is going to be used for. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are indeed looking at. Let's take a look at some photographs that we have. There's a profile view of the item. Now this insert is admittedly used in other items. other pieces of perimeter gasketing. But as I'm staring at this image, I'm realizing that they have it installed backwards. So let's pause this and fix that. Okay, that looks better. I apologize. The insert came from the factory upside down, and I didn't realize it till after I'd gotten to the point where I was actually looking at it. So that's what it looks like. That little hook that's underneath there, that is going to nestle inside of that extrusion, and you can see that there's a relief here to allow for the vinyl, or the Pemko Prene actually, to come back through. Now that's an advantage to the design because you've got some seal between the surface of the aluminum holder and then the hollow metal frame, or whatever the frame would be that you're installing it here. Close-up views, different perspectives of this material. V-grooves, chamfered outside corner. And this is just the mill finish. That's the bottom side of the unit, the underside. Close-up view of what that would look like. And again, this is just the mill finish. I will tell you in a moment the other finishes that this is available in. Before we do that, let's take a look at just a quick example. You've got a frame. You've got the roller strike from an exit device. That exit device is going to sit, in here. Okay. This is where your gasketing is going to sit. This face is called the soffit. All of this is called the stop. That's called the stop face. Okay. This is obviously where you're going to have a discontinuity in the perimeter gasketing. Same concept occurs with a parallel arm bracket as well. So that's where it's going to be used. Okay, now there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page. Before we get to that, image of the item down here. It shows a panhead screw. I would personally use flathead screws and countersink all of this myself. Heavy duty perimeter gasketing. It's available in lots of lengths. From 2 foot to 8 foot we have listed in the site. You can order longer lengths, likely up to about 16 feet. Be mindful, after you get longer than 3 foot, the cost to ship the material gets noticeably more expensive. That's because of the way that the package carriers surcharge the dimensional properties of the package. So after, longer than 3 foot, it will start to escalate in terms of cost per foot. Additional information down here. PK, the replacement is a PK 47, is available in gray or black. You can order this with black if you wanted mill aluminum. On the extrusion, you could specify black. You could type that here in the comment field, the color that you would like. Okay. Product brochure. This is handy because it will allow you to review the other hardware compatible or heavy duty perimeter gasketing. They say here, for the head section of a frame where a parallel arm closer, bracket, or other hardware is required, supplied undrilled 36-inch or drilled 80-inch and above, and supplied with sheet metal screws for mounting. Okay, so, on the jams, they're going to send them out drilled. Understood. I can't comment that that's wrong. I imagine that it is. Not drilling the header is likely because, they don't know exactly where your parallel arm bracket's going to fall, or whatever hardware you might be putting up there. Obviously, coordinators are notoriously difficult as well, bar-style coordinators. If used as a stop, flathead machine screws can be provided upon request. They take a number 10 hole, they'll send a number 10 hole screw, and that would be the size that you countersink for them. Again, indicate in the comment field any special requirements. There's also a link to the cut sheet. This is just going to be a boilerplate document that will come from the factory. Then they're going to provide us with installation instructions. What's nice about the heavy duty or the hardware compatible material, and all this really says is measure twice, cut once, that kind of stuff. what I would consider doing, and is an advantage to this gasketing, is the following. You have your door. That gasketing is going to go in here, right? Roughly. Well, I would suggest mitering it, because mitering it is going to give you the cleanest overall installation, where you're mitering these corners, those outside lengths. So I would, I don't have a good perspective if I rotated this. Well, what I would be doing is I would be mitering it like this. You know, it roughly looks like that. I would be taking this and I would be mitering this back, so I had a nice tight connection. Actually, it should be shown this way, where I'm mitering it like that. So I would miter those inside corners. It'd be a compound miter is what it would be. Okay, now there's a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page. When you click on that, you can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I would certainly recommend a review of their catalog. There's 300 plus pages of all things weather stripping. More options from a single manufacturer compared to all others when it comes to just variety in the product catalog. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. All right, in conclusion, pretty common piece of equipment, although you, again, don't bump into them very, very often. I believe I had heard at one time that someone said they had trouble getting this material as a fire-rated unit, hardware-compatible weather stripping. And I'm just waiting for the catalog to come up. Yeah, this is fire-rated. There's no problem. This material is air infiltration tested, smoke-rated, and it is indeed fire-rated. So there'd be no problem using this on a fire door. Any questions on the 2891 and an A mill aluminum finish? The PK, that's the Pemko Prene insert. You can also do this in a silicone as well. What would be the difference? I'd probably use Pemko Prene in all instances except in extreme heat. I like the silicone because it remains really flexible at all temperatures that I've encountered. And I think silicone might do better in an application where you have the roof of a power generation plant in the southeastern United States, where those doors were just baking all day long. I'd probably be tempted to use silicone in that. I like its ability to stay flexible at extreme temperature. Very, very cold material. This is probably going to get, the Pemko Prene's probably going to get a little stiffer in extreme cold temperature. But I do like it because I can get a really nice firm seal on the material when I close it. It's denser, but less pliable than silicone is the bottom line. This is going to be considered very durable type material, and we use silicone in those instances with extreme temperature would be my, I would use Pemko Prene unless I had something really hot all the time. I'd go with the silicone. Any questions on the 2891 or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.